Cynthia is a brand new horror film added to VOD the other day. I got to this as quick as I possibly could. This stars Scout Taylor Compton from Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2, and Sid Haig and Bill Moseley from Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Also, it has Robert Lasardo in it, which is cool to see. I like the dude, and also the older dude from Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2. So I was like, oh my god, you know, it was so cool to see him, even for a second. Now, this film is about a couple who is trying to get pregnant. The wife is played by Scout Taylor, is all about it. She's obsessively wanting to get pregnant. They're doing in vitro. They're doing anything they can to get pregnant. The husband is like half in it. He's just struggling with it. He's like trying to make her happy, but he's not sure about any of it. It's not a good place to be if you're trying to have a kid. Let me tell you something. If you're not 1,000% about having a kid, don't have a kid. So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he's all over the place. And then she finally gets pregnant, and there is what they think is a tumor inside of her next to the baby, and it ends up being a wicked, you know, freaking twin freak show looking thing. Very It's Alive. Very, very heavily It's Alive. This is where they drew their inspiration 100%. Now, real quick, I wanted to mention that I think I have mentioned many, many, many times that hype kills. But the opposite of hype can kill as well. Someone downplaying a movie so much. Cecil Laird from The Horror Show told me how much he despised this movie, and if I liked it, we were getting a divorce. Well, divorce papers signed, my friend. I did enjoy this. But yeah, he was just dogging it out, and I think that really kind of put my expectations in check. Because when he was talking about it, I was thinking, oh man, this must be terrible. Like the production value, the acting, all that. Not for me. I thought the production value was actually great. I was surprised when I threw the film on. It has this opening song that reminds me of, Chick Habit? Is that the name of that song? At the end of Death Proof. But just, there's a lot of really, you can tell that the people who made this film behind the camera knew what they were doing, and that the production value was high. It looked good, and it was shot well. So I was surprised by that, and I also thought that Scout Taylor Compton gave a good performance in this. I think for what the story was asking of her, that she did well. I like her, though. Cecil hates Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure you do. And I know you don't like Scout in it. But I'm a huge fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and I think Scout is fantastic in it. So that's, I think, where we're going to have a huge disagreement there. So maybe that has something to do with maybe you're biased towards her. You think the movie's stupid. That's fine. I totally understand that. As I said, it kind of plays out like in It's Alive. But here's the problem I did have with the movie. The film didn't really know what the hell it wanted to be. Like, it tries to play serious drama, and it tries to play goofy horror comedy in the same film, and they don't really mesh well together. So it just seems like scenes randomly thrown together from two different styles of film, almost like a Suicide Squad, where they shot one comedic version, they shot one serious version, and then they tried to just mesh them together, and that just doesn't work. So that tonally, it was weird, and I think that's the only thing I was having an issue with. But that being said, I actually liked the horror comedy of it, and I actually liked the drama of it, but they just didn't mesh together in the film. Like, the tone was kind of rocky. And I thought Scout was good in her dramatic scenes. I thought that the goofy comedy stuff, which I would say is on the lighter side, I would say it was more dramatic than it is light. And in this subject matter and the way the film kind of plays out, I think it wanted to be funnier than it was, maybe. And maybe they were going for a horror comedy the whole time, but I don't see how. There's so much drama in it, which, as I said, I never found that to be, you know, overbearing or tiresome for me. I actually enjoyed it. It's just, it was a weird film. It was a weird collection. But regardless, I dug it. I think you have to really like Scout. I think you have to like pretty silly movies. I mean, the design of Cynthia herself is super goofy, and I personally enjoyed it because I like the over-the-top puppetry weirdo shit, like Basket Case or something, because that's kind of what it was reminding me of a little bit. It didn't look like Belial, but it looked like something out of there. Just something so, you know, grotesque and ridiculous. And I'm trying to think of what that thing looks like, but I'm not coming up with much. Kind of had what the hell, that Hemlock Grove show where that chick had the huge eyeball. It kind of had one of those, except for this was like didn't look like hers. Like hers was black, if I remember, or something. God, I haven't seen that show in a while. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. I just think that I think it's a fun movie. I would probably never watch it again. Bill Moseley is horribly underused. There's way too many dream sequences. Fuck off with dream sequences, people, please. Unless it plays into the film, it's bullshit. It's a bullshit tactic to kill a character or whatever and then be like, just kidding, psych. No, fuck off with the dream sequences. You guys got to stop it with that. Like, if it's in the film, it should count. We have 90 minutes, okay? You want to throw dream sequences in somewhere else, go for it. But in a 90-minute movie, I need every minute of the fucking film to matter, to actually have happened. I say that, though, while I'm sitting here defending Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where, like, her first, 20 minutes of the movie is a dream sequence. But it's such a well-done dream sequence that I guess it doesn't bother me as much, although I would prefer it actually have happened. So, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's a goofy movie. It's a goofy movie with some dramatic scenes. And Cecil and I will have to disagree on this and file the paperwork post haste. Let me know if you guys check it out. Maybe check out a trailer beforehand so you can kind of see the tone of it, so you can understand what I'm talking about. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched it. I definitely don't think it's the shit movie of the year by any means. I've seen a lot worse than this. Anyway, guys, all right.